Hello, first graders. Welcome to a new social study lesson. Please get your book, Our Place in the World, ready, and let's start. Today, we're going to finish our chapter 2, Our Community. We're going to cover lesson 5. In this chapter, remember, we learn about maps. We learn about different kinds of maps and how do we use maps and globes. We also learn about our community in the world and how important to have address. And we learn about using the main ideas for the topic and key details. Today, we're gonna learn how do location and weather affect us. So let's open your book, page 88. As you see, if you look at the picture here, you can see the children walking on a beach or children in the forest, wearing different clothes. When they're on a beach, the weather is nice and warm. And as you see, for the forest, wearing long sleeves. We will be learning how our community look like. What do we like to do in our community? So for example, if you're on a beach, you would like to swim. If you're on the mountains, you might like to hike. Or if you get snow, you can do all outdoor snow activities. All right, let's start. Your book, page 90. We're going to read the passage you have, and then we're going to answer questions related to it. All right. How we live. A location is a place. Different locations have different environments. An environment is the nature that surrounds a living thing. Is your community near the ocean or the mountains? Maybe it's near a forest or a desert. The environment also affects how people live. Food, clothes, home, and transportation may be different in different places. Transportation is the way people move from place to place. And as we see here, children live where it's cold, so they like to play in the snow. And as we see in the previous page, children will be walking or hiking on the forest or swimming in a beach. Let's go for next page. Some places further north have green forests and mountains. People can go hiking or climbing. When it's snow in the mountains, people can snowboard or ski. Some places further south have beaches. They are warm and sunny. Even in the winter, people can swim or surf in the ocean. And as we see in this picture, these children live where it's hot, so they like to play in the water. So now we can tell that location is a place that different location have different environment or different weather. And of course, it depends where you live. This will affect the way you're dressed up, the activity you do, the food you eat, and also the kind of transportation you will use. Okay, circle the words that you don't know. So we know this one. Underline the differences between the environments. So as we see, the environments are either you could be living around the beach, next to the beach, or next to the mountain, or in a desert. All right, let's go for next page. Explore cause and effect. An effect is what happened. The cause is why it happens. So we have an effect, why it's happening, and then the cause, this is why it happened. So what happens and why it's happening. So over here, if you read back again the text, we have one cause is written for us, and we need to look for the effect. So the cause is it snows in the mountain. So what do you think if it snows in a mountain? If you go back to that. When it snows in the mountains, what happened? People can snowboard or ski. So that's what we're gonna write down. And snowboard or ski. And of course, if they're around the beach, people will be doing water activity, water ski, swimming, snorkeling, diving, it depends. All right, let's go for that. Next page. Next page, we have 4 causes and 4 effects. We're gonna read the passage together and then we'll be able to answer this. So let's first what we have. We have the cause. You remember the cause is why this happened, and the effect, what happened. So we're looking for the cause, and the effect, people wear t-shirts. The second one, the cause, spring begins. So we have the effect. The third one, we're looking for the cause, that the effect was people use less water. And last one, the cause is the rainy season starts. So we're gonna see how this affect people. All right, so let's go. And read our book together. How do location and weather affect us? Weather and seasons. Weather is what it's like outside. It's part of the environment. It can be hot, cold, wet, or dry. It can change each day. If it's hot, you can wear shorts and a t-shirt. If it's cold, you can wear pants and a coat. If it's raining, you can wear a raincoat and boots. You might want an umbrella. So as we see, the weather here looks beautiful. So if the weather change, you should change what you wear too. And also the activities. So if it's beautiful outdoor, children can go and play and do outdoor activity. All right, let's see the next one. The weather can help you plan what to do. If it's warm and dry, you can swim or ride a bike. If it's cold and snowy, you can sled or build a snowman. Places in the United States have different weather. Some places are very cold in winter. Some are warm. Some places get lots of rain, others get very little. And this is proof that it depends on how the weather outside. This is, well, you plan your activity. So you can have fun outside in all kind of weather. If it's cold, you will play with the snow. If it's rain, you put your raincoat and rain boot or umbrella and have fun. If it's sunny, you can put on light clothes and take your bike or play any sports outdoor. All right, 4 seasons. There are 4 seasons in a year. The seasons are spring, summer, fall, and winter. In most places, the weather changes in each season. In the spring, the air is warm. Spring rain helps plants grow. Then summer weather is hot and sunny. The trees are full of green leaves. In the fall, the air is cool. The leaves turn yellow, orange, red, and brown. Then winter weather is cold. Snow covers the ground. So as we see here, this is the spring and the summer, but the weather is beautiful. And then autumn, when the leaves change, and we get ready to have the winter. In some places, the weather does not change very much. Some places in the southern United States are warm even in the winter. As you see, outside activity can change during each season, and you see the children doing something different, wearing different clothes. All right. So how is the weather and where do you live? Is it, do you have 4 seasons? Is it always cold or mostly cold, or the opposite, mostly hot? And what kind of outdoor activity do you do? Right? Firefighters save forests. The weather is changing sometimes. There is not enough rain and it's too hot. If it's too hot and dry outside, what will happen? Trees can catch fire. Wind will cause catch fire. Wind causes the fire to spread and grow. This is called wildfire. When wildfire happens in a forest, it's called a forest fire. Fires are dangerous for people living nearby. Fire departments do not have enough people to fight these fires. They need volunteers, firefighters. These firefighters do not get paid. They work hard because they want to help others. And that's when we say good citizen and good citizenship, that people volunteers and do works for others and they don't even get paid for it. So we have the 4 seasons, and as we agree, some places they have less rain, more hot and dry weather, that because of that trees can catch fire, and that's what we call wildfire. All right. Then and now. Changed by drought. Sometimes not enough rain falls. This is called a drought. Lakes and rivers can dry up in a drought, as you see in a picture. That's what happened in California. Long ago, people built a dam on a river in California. The dam made Lake Orville. People got drinking water from the lake. They finished and swam in the lake. They fished and swam in the lake. But then a drought happened. The lake did not have very much water. Homes, farms, and business had less water to use. Finally, that drought ended. The lake filled with water again. So, as we see, this is what the Lake Oroville community looked like before and after the drought. So this is when we have enough water, and that's when a drought happened. That means less water. So of course, water activity was less. Farms and homes and business had less water to use. All right, let's see what we have here. How has droughts affected kids in different communities? Tara and Grant are cousins. They each live in communities affected by drought. They are talking about how the drought has affected them. Tara say, my family used the lake to catch fish. Every day, my father went fishing and came home with so many fish. We ate some and we sold some. The drought caused the water to dry up. The lake isn't deep enough to use the boat now. Many of the fish are gone. I miss the lake. And as you can see, there's part of the lake that dries, so you can see the ground. Let's see the cousin, Granite. My family owns a small farm. We grow peas, beans, peppers, and tomatoes. Since the droughts, there isn't enough rain to water our crops. Some of our fields are empty now. We can't plant them until the drought ends. That means we have fewer vegetables to sell. Every day I look up at the sky and hope for rain. And that's show you a picture of a land or a farm that it's dry because lack of the rain. All right, let's go back to our answer. Page 93. All right. Now we have the effect people wear t-shirt. So what do you think the cause? What's the reason the people will wear t-shirt? Very good. The weather gets warmer or gets hot. So let's write this down. Weather gets warmer. So because of that, people will wear t-shirt. So this is the cause and this is the effect. Remember, the cause is what happened. The cause is why it happened and the effect is what happened. Okay, now we have the cause. Spring begins. What do you think will happen? The weather will get warm or the air will warm up. So let's write this down. In the spring, the air or the weather get warmer. Okay, number 3, we're looking for the cause because we have the effect here. People use less water. When do we use less water? Very good, when drought happen. Let's write this down. People need to be careful the amount of water they used when we have drought. So when a drought happens, people use less water. Remember, drought when we have less rain and less water. So we don't have enough water saved. All right. Last one, we have the cause. The rainy season starts. So what do you think? Yes, villages can flood. So let's say villages can flood. All right. So today's lesson, we're talking about how the weather affects us and how it affects the way we dress up or what we eat or activity to do outside. And then we learn about the 4 seasons, and we learn about that children can do outdoor activity dressed up differently according to the weather. All right. Okay, let's see what we have here. Page 94. What do we need to do? Draw a picture of the weather in your community. Include what people wear and what they do. Label your picture. So let's say if you live nearby the island or about near the beach and the weather is beautiful and nice. So people now wearing light clothes, probably playing in the water or on a beach. If you're around a lake, you can be showing boats and people fishing. If you're on a mountain and the weather is cold, people would be probably skiing or snowboarding or just playing with the snow. So it depends what you have in your community. You draw a picture and show people enjoying that weather that related to this activity and this weather. All right. Talk about how location and the weather affect life in your community. All right. Remember, we were just talking about how things happen here. When we say the weather in a lesson, we saw when the weather is cold, what children did outside, or when the weather is hot. So we can say which region or which part of the state you're living or the country. So which state are you living? So this is when you're going to put where's the location. And then you're going to talk about the weather. Is it summertime now? If it's hot, if it's all year around, warm weather, it's cold weather. So that's what you're going to describe the weather where you live. And then we have the environment. This is what we're going to discuss, activities that happen because of this environment that you're living in. So if you live nearby the lake, you might be do some walking activity, feeding the dog, fishing with the boat. If you're around the beach, you'll be doing lots of water activities, snorkeling, swimming, diving. If you're nearby a mountain, so you'll be doing climbing or hiking. If it's cold weather, so playing with the snow. And if just beautiful weather, you will be doing the outdoor activity. All right. So this is what you're going to write. You're going to write the location. So what state or country you're talking about, the weather, how the weather in where you're living looks like now, and then the environment, what kind of activities or clothes you wear to for this environment or for this weather. Okay. So that would be it for today. Today, the last lesson for chapter 2. And chapter 2 is really nice chapter that cover lots of good stuff that we can use, like maps, how to use maps. We learn also about address and how can we write the address and why it's important. We learn about the states and the continent and how many continents in the globe and the difference between the globe and the map. And we also learn and cover about the ocean. All right. I will leave you to finish the activity and have fun. Thank you.